Huh?
He's busy. You're interfering.
I'm in the middle of talking. I was just talking to him. Said me and him were having a good conversation. You just said officer safety. Let me ask you something. How many people with cameras have killed officers in the past 10 years?
That's illegal.
What?
That's illegal.
Why?
You can't film in here.
I can totally film in here. It's a government building.
So we have the code.
Yeah, what's the code?
We was?
See my drone license?
Yeah.
You don't need to,
Flying it over our facility, I need to see your license.
you don't need to see my license. Why would you need to see my
Private
license?
property, and we've got intellectual property on that
I'm about to take it over now.
We're not taking it over.
I'm definitely...
During a tense DUI stop, cops were ready to tow a man's car until a determined auditor stepped in. With cameras rolling and the man's sister present, they convinced officers to let her drive the car home. Proof that standing firm can change the outcome.
We got this vehicle number,
Cut him a break. Cops do work for less.
106.
Cut him a break.
So it looks like they're giving him a sobriety test.
Another cop maybe picked him up. Oh, what's all this for?
Okay, all right. Where's his car keys? I come to get his car.
You're not taking his car. Step away.
Okay, why can't he take his car?
Step away. Step away.
Let those folks take the car.
Well, why can't he take the car? I don't understand that. Man, why can't I take the car?
Come on, man. They're not letting him take his car. Come on now. Yeah, man. He passed that test, man, and they locked him up. But you know, they're not letting nobody take his car, man. So let me see if I can talk to him.
The war on drugs is worse than the drugs themselves. What are you looking for?
Y'all, please keep videoing.
Oh, we will.
I got it.
Every time a cop blacks out on alcohol, he overdoses on
Excuse me.
drugs.
All they started doing was calling at me.
So when the tow truck gets here,
Ma'am, how are you? My name's Jay. How are you? I just saw everything that happened.
okay, here, 1 second. Hold on. When the tow truck gets here, where do you live?
I live in Stafford, right across the bridge.
Okay, you can ask the tow truck, because once it's called, it's already called.
Okay.
You can ask them, can they take it directly to where you want?
Oh, to her house?
She can
Hey,
ask.
can
that's
you
awesome.
can
That's
you
awesome.
make sure he's not planting nothing?
I got
Can
you,
you
I
keep
got
the
you.
video so make sure they
I
not
got you.
planting nothing?
I got you.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to make sure they got the body camera on. Don't get close now.
Yeah, I can't get too close.
No, I just want the cameras rolling. I'm telling you, Black Lives Matter. And
Hey, how are you, sir?
Too. I know some of them don't think so, but I do.
You want to tell me to sit on the curb tonight? I know you're not, because I'm not going to sit on it.
I think before they start harassing him, you got to call out before he comes in his car.
All right, so they're going through his car right now, guys. So we got going on.
You have no idea. No. 6. Okay. I guess people try to take him to jail if they don't plant nothing else.
He was arrested for DUI.
Hey, ma'am. So your brother wants you to take everything except your name.
Oh, can you give it to her? Because I'm scared of you.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm scared of you.
Okay.
What did you say?
He wants her to take all of his property except
You
his.
can take it out the bag.
Oh,
besides the inhaler.
Okay, thank you.
Officer, can I get your name really quick, just
He's
so I
the
know?
only one that's decent.
Wait, did you put the inhaler back? Did you take the
No,
inhaler?
I have the inhaler.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go.
Officer, what's your name? I'm sorry.
Okay.
His change is still in
Okay.
there.
Here,
Okay.
take everything out.
I'm scared of them.
I just want to know who I spoke with. Yeah. For documentation. What's your name, officer?
I want to know
And
what
your
is
name,
he
sir?
planning.
Sir, what's your name?
Officer Durham.
Durham. Thank you. And your badge number?
348.
348. Hey, Durham, really quick, and talking man to man. Let me ask you: is there any way? Huh?
He's busy. You're interfering.
I'm in the middle of talking. I was just talking to him.
Not part of this investigation. You can stand over there and video if you wish.
Are you serious? I was in the as officer safety. Let me ask you something really quick. Can I ask you something, officer? Let me ask you something. You just said right now. Hold on. You just said really quick. You just said me and him were having a good conversation. You just said officer safety. Let me ask you something. How many people with cameras have killed officers in the past 10 years?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Come on now, officer. I was just having a conversation with him. Come on now.
Crime scene is life, limb, or property.
Come on, all that officer safety, that's cowardism. That's cowardism. Come on now. That's cowardism, dog. You don't want me to go off on you, bro. That's cowardism, bro. I was in the middle of having a good conversation with him, bro. Look at all these officers. Look at all these officers showing up now.
Who got murdered out here tonight?
But you see why you guys earn the hate? Do you see why?
You should have released.
You guys are public servants, and I'm talking to you as a servant. Okay, I'm in the middle of talking to my servant, and you come and you cut that off. You're the one that starts all this. You're the one that starts all this. You guys start all this disconnect. Instead of helping, you guys are here to protect our rights. And look what you just did, bro. I'm in the middle of talking to a public servant, and you come and you cut that off, man. That's not right.
Talk to somebody that's not in the middle of something.
In the middle of what? I was in the middle of talking to him. You cut it off. You cut it off. I was in the middle of talking to him, and you cut it off.
That's the drug search.
How was he busy? I was in the middle of talking to him, officer.
You came here, fool. Get in the truck and get the fuck out. The fuck?
Damn, dog. They look for the hate.
We were out here already doing something. You came over here and interfered with us.
They look for the hate. I'm in the middle of asking him something, and they look for the hate.
The other one, I came up and wanted to know what's going on. He started freaking hooping and hollering at me because I wanted to know what's going on. I got a right to know what's going on. And
that's why you guys are scared of your own shadows, bro. All right, look, he's not doing nothing. Can I finish talking to him, man to man? I was talking to him, human to human, not officer to not officer.
You asked me a question.
Listen, not officer to citizen. I was talking to him, human to human. All right, go. What are you gonna say, officer? What are you gonna say? Let's hear it.
Interrupt me again, just like you are right now.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. What are you gonna say, man?
Are you gonna interrupt me?
I ain't gonna interrupt you. Let's hear it. Go ahead.
As soon as he finishes what he's doing.
Okay.
If he wishes to come talk to you, he can.
If he wishes, that's my public servant. He has to come talk to me if I want to.
No, it's not true.
So what are you? You're not a public servant? What? Wait. You're not a public servant?
If you wish to talk to him.
So he's special. So what? We got to write an email to talk to him? Is that what you're telling me? We got to write him a love letter if that's what you're telling me? He's a public servant. If I want to talk to him, he has to talk to me whenever I feel like it. Okay, because my tax dollars pay that check. Pay your check, pay that car, pay that car, and pay that car. Remember that. And you guys keep forgetting that. I don't mean to be upset with you, but you just cut me off when I was talking to my public servant.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that wasn't cool, man. That wasn't cool, man. And I was nothing but nice to you guys.
They said they're going to tow it to the house.
I understand that, man, but you're saying that when he's not busy, if he wants to talk. Whether he wants to talk or not, he's a public servant. He's going to have to talk to me.
he started hooping and hollering at me. Get back. I just want to know what's going on. Get back.
Excuse me. Remember how we were talking really quick, man?
I'll talk to you.
Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that.
Hey, my man.
Yes, no,
He asked me to drive the car home.
Yeah, he asked for the keys.
Hey, you can ask the cop. Hey, sir.
And that was early.
Sir.
That's what I was going to talk to him about. That's what I was going to talk to him about.
He asked me to drive the car home, sir.
Okay.
I don't know. I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention.
I'm not getting in.
I wasn't in here if he did or not.
Sir, what I was going to just tell you was like man to man, man. Put yourself in his shoes, man. Would you like it if one of your family members can take the car home so he doesn't have to pay that money, man? You think we can do that? You guys have the right to do that.
It depends on the circumstance.
You know, his sister. Look, his sister's here. She's got her license, man. You think you can let them take that car home?
That's what we're currently working on, figuring out what we can do.
Thank you, man. Let his sister take it home. He's already going through a bad night. He's going to a cage. He's gonna have to pay to get out. I just want you guys to put yourself in his shoes, man. Sometimes you guys don't do that. You know, it's very easy for you guys to put cuffs on and take him to jail.
And that's what we're trying to figure out.
Let's help out. You guys are here to help. You guys swore an oath to protect our rights. So protect our rights, man. Just let his sister take the car home, bro. She's already here with a clean license, you know?
That's what we're trying.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. That's all. Thank you.
If the guy, if Effie says cool, then I'm gonna drive it around the street.
There you go. Thank you. You see, that's all we ask for, guys. We want to close this gap, man. This gap that we have.
He wants the car to go to his sister only.
No, man, we gotta, come on, man. These officers need to understand, man. They're public servants. They're here to serve us, man. We're not here to serve them. The guy's sister's here to pick up the car, man. They gotta let that car go to her, man. Don't tow it.
Ma'am, are you Stephanie?
I'm sister, and this is basically. Yeah.
He wanted to know if you would be responsible.
Yes, I would. You must be.
All we want is you guys to. we just. We just want you guys to put yourselves in other people's shoes sometimes. You know. And how would you feel if that was your brother going to jail? You would want to take his car hhome, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I explained to them.
No, I know. I understand that, but you guys have the right to give that decision. Am I right or wrong? You guys can say, hey, tow truck, you know what? Go back home. We're going to have somebody tow it home. You know, they live a few blocks away.
That's your car, right?
This one, yeah.
Let me make sure.
You want me to back up?
Stop. No, you take the car home, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, I can leave.
They're going to let her take it home? There you go. You see? Thank you, guys. There you go. You see? That's what's up. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you, officer. I appreciate that.
Ma'am, thank you.
Thank you very much. There you see, we're getting somewhere. They're going to let you take it home, right?
Stephanie Carey, thank you.
They're going to let you take it home?
If I ever need a police, I show on you or that brother right there.
Ma'am, they're going to let you take it home?
Yes.
Give me 5.
Thank you, baby.
There we go.
Thank you for videoing it.
Thank you, officer. You have a nice night.
See him digging all in the car.
There you go. So they're going to let his sister take it home.
Oh my God. Thank y'all for videoing it. Thank you.
She's thanking us. She's thanking us for helping out. And this is what we look for, bro. So this is what it's about, guys. We're making a change one way or another. They were going to tow his vehicle. Now they're going to let his sister take it home. There you guys have it. Everyone smash that like button, man. Show me some love. I would do the same thing for you guys. And you know that.
Hey, I'm gonna tell her my channel name and have a way to reach out to me.
All right. You guys be easy, man. Take care, okay? Good luck to your brother, okay? Get him out. All right, guys. They're gonna let his sister take the car home.
Thank you, baby. Thank you.
No problem.
Hey, and my channel name is Legalized Drugs. So go on there on YouTube, look me up, and then you'll see the video later. And then reach out, say I was the person there.
He said he passed the sobriety test.
He did.
Yeah, he did. We have it on camera. We have it on camera. He was okay.
You dirty common son of a bitches.
Yeah.
What
So
is it again?
Legalized drugs. And that's Jay's Surreal Camera.
Jay's JYS Surreal Camera.
And the cop that came up, the one that was in charge,
Yeah.
he came and asked me. He said, "Do you know them gentlemen that's videoing it?" I said, "No, I don't." But I said, "Let me tell you something. Black Lives Matter in Fredericksburg."
There you go.
That's right. Hell yeah.
There you go. All right.
Out here all summer.
All right. You guys be safe. Get your brother out, okay?
Oh, no, without a doubt.
All right. You guys be safe. Take care. All right. All right, guys. There you have it.
In Santa Cruz, a citizen filming in a public courthouse area is confronted by deputies who wrongly claim it's illegal. They threaten charges, cite a privacy code, and try to intimidate him. But he stands firm, citing the First Amendment. Even after courthouse officials disagree with the deputies, he refuses to back down. It's a clear clash between rights and authority. Caught on video.
Hi. Is this part of the court?
Yeah, do you have a question?
Just looking around. That was my question. Is this part of the court? There's like traffic tickets and stuff come here? Is this for like traffic tickets and stuff?
Are you recording us?
Yeah.
You're not allowed to record us, sir.
Is this for traffic tickets and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. I'm allowed to record though.
You're actually not allowed to record us.
I am. What?
We're gonna ask you to leave.
Why?
You cannot film in here.
I can totally film in here. It's a government building.
So we have the code.
Yeah, what's the code?
Here we go, guys.
This is a public building. I'm allowed to record in here.
Actually, not. There's a rule of court that doesn't allow you to record.
No, you're wrong. You're absolutely. I just went in the courthouse too. I filmed all around in the courthouse.
You're not allowed to do that.
No, they let me in. The sheriffs let me in. So
There's a rule of court, so it says that you can't do that.
Penal Code 632. So if we're admonishing you, otherwise we're going to go ahead and cite you up in this meeting. Okay?
Out of a public building.
So there's information on our website that tells you that you have to get an order from the judge in order to film in a courthouse. You can go to the website and look at it.
So, sir, this will be the penal code, right? So you can have that for your reference as well.
Privacy, PC 632?
Yes.
Okay, I'll hang on to that.
Perfect.
Do you have any lawful business here?
Yeah.
What is it?
Gathering information.
Okay, for?
It's none of your business.
It's none of my business? Why?
Yeah.
Because privacy?
Sure. Let's go with that.
Okay. All right, so you got to stop recording people here.
Nope.
Okay? What do you mean no?
No, I'm not going to stop recording people here.
Okay.
Because it's my right, First Amendment.
The First Amendment does not protect your recording.
Yes, it does. Freedom of press.
Let me print you up the rule of court.
You can go ahead
and do that. I'll give you that.
This is not a courtroom.
Outside.
I understand I'm not allowed to film in a courtroom. I understand that. This is not a courtroom. This is a public building.
This is part of the courthouse.
I don't care.
Well, it doesn't matter if you don't care.
What are you going to do? Go ahead. You know what? I'll throw a lawsuit at you guys. Go for it. If you want to do something.
So what we're gonna do is, as long as you're not in disrupting business, you're completely fine.
Okay.
Cool. And then you got that paper for your reference as well?
632 privacy.
PC. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Perfect. All right. So
Cummings and what's your name?
Lopez.
Lopez. Okay.
Perfect.
Just so you know, I'm not trying to offend anyone, but when my rights get violated or almost violated, I get offended. So this is a perfectly legal activity, what I'm doing.
Yep. And I agree.
Okay.
We confirmed with the sergeant, so you're all good. I'm just gonna check in with them, okay?
Okay.
Perfect.
Is this for a job or what's going on?
It's my job. My boss would get pissed off if I would have left under your guys' orders.
Where in the county?
Oh, I'd rather not.
If you want, you can call my sergeant down. Sergeant down.
How long have you been working?
So that's
Doing this?
you can record. Yeah, let's say that's all.
4 months?
But you can't necessarily.
Not too long.
That's the one.
How about you? How long you been doing this?
2 years.
2 years?
Still relatively new.
Do you stick around with the courthouse, or do you do the normal sheriff?
I'm patrol.
Oh, okay.
I'm helping out today.
Gotcha.
So you're completely fine to film. The one thing I ask is just try not to get inside there because there is some private information inside the booth. So you can film anyone in here, it's fine. Just try to avoid shooting it right in there, the open, because it does expose that, okay?
I mean, if you can see it from a public spot, it's kind of on the onus is on them. If they want anything hidden or consider it private, then they need to hide it. They need to keep it out of the public view. You know what I mean?
I get you.
So.
Yeah. That's it. So as long as you're not interrupting them or in line, you're gonna be good, okay?
Okay. Cool. Have a good day.
You too.
Hey, is he still gonna print out that thing? Is he gonna give me the printout? Is he still gonna give me the printout, that guy? Is he?
Yeah, I'm trying to get it for you. So
Okay, I'll wait right here.
Are you in the press or?
Yeah.
Okay.
That camera's still in that.
Yeah, I know.
You cannot do that for
They closed the window because I'm recording.
Is that why they did it?
That's why they did it, man. He's gonna come out real quick. He'll there we go.
So I'll give you 2 copies. So
Okay.
you need to fill that out and.
Oh, I'm not gonna fill anything out. I thought you were gonna print up the law.
So we make all people who come to the courthouse who are members of the media are required to complete this in order to take any footage, record anything. There's a rule of court. You can read up on it if you want to test it.
The guys that just enforced the law just left and told me I'm fine to be here. So I don't.
Do
you want to like call them back or?
No, that's court security.
Okay.
So I'm the director of the court here.
Okay.
So I know the rules of the court.
Gotcha.
Regardless of what they may tell you. So.
The law enforcement officers?
So they might not be aware of what the rules of court are.
Of the law?
Well, it's.
They just told me I'm free to do what I'm doing here.
Well, they're incorrect. So you
the law, the sheriff's department.
You cannot film the courthouse.
Okay, well I'm not going to stop. So do what you got to do, man.
Okay. Well, I'll go let them know.
Okay, they're going to come back and tell me that I'm free to record here, man.
No, they're not.
They just did. I just had a conversation with them.
Yeah, so I just say you're fine.
Okay.
You're fine, dude. It's a public area. Yeah, I know. My partner and I were making a bet. We're like, hey, dude, I bet you anything within 20 minutes they're gonna get a call from myself. He's recording. It's like, dude, it's a public area.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thanks.
Dude, that's like the second I saw you recording, I was like, hey, give him a good song. I already knew what you were up to.
Yeah, for sure. I just wanted to show people around the Santa Cruz government.
Dude, seriously,
office,
you know what? It's just that the First Amendment, freedom of press, freedom of recording, take pictures in a public area. It's completely fine.
Right.
And it's just that some people don't realize that.
They don't. These people.
And most of our videos, they tend not to, validate that.
Right.
And people freak out. Oh, you can't record me. It's a public area. You can record it anytime you want.
They gave me this PC 632. That's the law that I'm breaking, apparently.
Well, that's the court. This is a county building.
Right. Yeah. Hey, I appreciate you, man.
I totally. I was like, dude, 20 minutes, 18 minutes for me.
Yeah.
Specific concern?
But anyways, yeah, I know, dude. I've seen that YouTube videos.
Oh, okay. Slow County Observer.
I was watching them all like the past couple of weeks and stuff. And
oh, for sure. Slow County Observer on YouTube. If you want to see it, it's going to be up in a week or so.
I knew it. I knew it. So I'm definitely gonna look for that.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too, man.
Is that gonna cost me more, or how much do you know? Or is it?
All right, so I got to wait around for the guy that said he was going to go get the cops.
A UK cop tries to stop a YouTube auditor from filming a factory, falsely citing laws about data protection and drone surveillance. But the auditor knows his rights and calmly exposes every mistake the officer makes. From fake arrest, threats, to made-up laws, it's a total legal meltdown on camera. Don't miss how badly this cop gets schooled.
I'm going to fly the drone over now. I'm going to just take off.
Oh, you know.
Absolutely.
You're not allowed. There's overhead lines, power lines. It's against the law. You do that, we'll phone the police and you'll be arrested.
Oh, don't phone police. Come on, that'd be silly, wouldn't it? I will be quick, I promise. I'll fly over and you'll just see it go across a few times and I won't be long, yeah? See my drone license?
Yeah.
You don't need to...
Flying it over our facility, I need to see your license.
You don't need to see my license. Why would you need to see my license?
Property, and we've got intellectual property on that facility.
I'm about to take it over now.
You're not taking it over.
I'm definitely...
Phone the police.
Don't phone police. Come on, that's silly, isn't it? Just for a bit of drone footage.
Yeah.
Come on, don't be silly. Come on. Got two of them now.
Filming as well.
But, come on, don't be like that. Come on.
You've been asked politely 3 times.
You're at 999 in that, are you? Oh, are you kidding? Ring 101, that'll take ages, 101, wouldn't it? But so I'm going to take it off soon, but don't be like that, come on.
Calling 999 for something that isn't urgent is a waste of police resources and diverts officers away from real emergencies. The fact that security felt the need to escalate the situation this quickly shows how little they understand the law. Instead of handling it reasonably, they immediately resort to police involvement, hoping officers will back them up. This highlights a bigger issue. call handlers should be better educated on public photography laws to prevent officers from being unnecessarily dispatched for non-issues like this. Too often, businesses misuse police time by calling over lawful activities simply because they don't like them. Now in the video, the officers arrive and one of them completely humiliates himself, exposing his shocking lack of knowledge on photography laws and public filming.
Okay, do you want to tell me then what you've been doing?
I'm not going to tell you anything that I don't need to tell you.
Right, okay.
You've just come here and just accosted me for nothing.
Right.
We've got guys out there shouting through, he needs to delete that footage.
Yes.
I need to delete my footage.
Right.
Is that what you're saying?
There are basically 3 rules with filming, very similar to the use of CCTV. Yeah?
Here we go, come on.
If you're filming yourself, you can do what you like.
Ooh, yeah.
And as far as I'm concerned, you're filming me, you can do what you like, I don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
More than welcome to. Okay?
Yeah.
If you're filming a private space, so if you are filming, well, initially if you're filming a public space, you can do, but you need to be willing to show that footage to whoever asks. You also need to comply with the Data Protection Act, which means that you need to be willing to delete that footage should they ask you to.
The officer claims that if someone is filming a public space, they must be willing to show the footage to whoever asks and comply with the Data Protection Act by deleting it if requested. This is completely false and a shocking display of ignorance. The Data Protection Act 2018 applies to organizations and businesses that process personal data, not private individuals filming for personal use. The auditor, as a private citizen, has no obligation to show or delete footage just because someone asks. Additionally, there is no law requiring anyone to hand over their footage simply because they recorded in public.
Yes?
No, yeah, you've got that all wrong, honestly.
No, I haven't.
Of course you have.
No, I haven't, because
it was covered by data protection, right? Can I just explain that? I'll tell you that. I'll let you on. I'll let you know then, yeah?
Go on then.
Data protection only applies to businesses. It doesn't apply to individuals. There you go. Look, that's your first mistake, yeah?
It does apply to individuals. And if you're saying it only applies to businesses, that's a business, and they've asked you to delete it.
No, I'm not a business, so I don't have to delete it.
Right, you do.
You're talking rubbish on camera.
Ask you to.
You're talking rubbish on camera.
Because otherwise, no, I'm not talking rubbish, because otherwise, what you're doing is surveillance. Have you got a ripper? Have you applied for a ripper? Do you know what a ripper is?
A what, sorry?
A ripper.
What's a ripper?
A ripper?
No.
A ripper is the paperwork to allow you to do surveillance, which is what you're doing with that.
The Regulation of Investigatory Powers Act 2000, also known as RIPPA, applies to covert surveillance conducted by public bodies such as law enforcement, intelligence agencies, and local councils. It is used to authorize undercover operations, monitoring communications, or surveillance for criminal investigations. A private individual filming in public for their own purposes, whether for journalism, personal interest, or YouTube content, is not subject to RIPPA. There is no law that requires a private citizen to obtain authorization to film from a public space. If that were the case, every tourist, journalist, or vlogger with a camera would be committing an offense. This officer is so bad that he is throwing around laws that don't even apply, hoping to intimidate the auditor into backing down.
I'm not doing surveillance, that's silly. I'm doing aerial photography.
Yeah, which is surveillance. Surveillance.
Can you identify yourself, please? Because you just walked up to me. And yourself, lady. Thank you very much.
Okay. So, what you are doing is surveillance. You've just said you're taking photographs. Yeah?
I haven't said that. I've not confirmed anything.
Right, that's a form of surveillance. You're telling me that you're filming, that you've filmed over there. That is a company. They've asked you to delete the footage of what you're filming there, of what you filmed there.
I won't be
Are
deleting.
you refusing to do so?
Well, obviously, there's nobody. I'll tell you what. I'll let you know then. I'll let you know the law, that, yeah.
Right.
Only a court can make me delete that footage.
Right.
Yeah.
Under UK law, there is no legal obligation for a private individual to delete footage just because someone asks. The only way lawfully obtained footage can be forcibly deleted is through a court order or legal warrant. The police cannot demand deletion unless they seize the footage as part of a criminal investigation under the Police and Criminal Evidence Act 1984, also known as PACE. Even then, it must be justified by an actual offence, which is not the case here. Additionally, any attempt to force deletion outside of legal channels could be considered unlawful interference with evidence or even misuse of police powers.
Right.
There you go. You can't delete it, you can't ask me to.
Right.
Well, you can ask me to, but I don't have
There
to.
is a government ombudsman that deals with footage like that.
Lovely.
Okay?
Yeah.
They can take you to court, certainly,
yeah.
and they will prosecute you, and they will fine you, and it is hundreds of thousands of pounds, because it's the same rules and regulations that we use for surveillance.
All I would say is, good luck trying to get £100,000 out of me. I literally haven't got £100,000.
If you don't pay that, then it's potentially a prison sentence, then, isn't it?
Ooh, prison. God, I don't want to get in prison.
Firstly, there is no government ombudsman that prosecutes people for public photography. The UK does have regulatory bodies like the Information Commissioner's Office that enforce data protection laws. But these laws apply to businesses and organisations that process personal data, not private individuals filming in public. Secondly, as previously stated, surveillance laws such as RIPA apply to public authorities conducting covert operations. There is absolutely no legal requirement for an individual to obtain authorisation to film in public, nor does any ombudsman have the power to prosecute someone simply for recording a factory from a lawful position. Lastly, the claim that the auditor could be fined hundreds of thousands of pounds is pure fiction. The only time such fines apply is in cases where companies violate the Data Protection Act by mishandling people's private data, which has nothing to do with a member of the public filming in an open space. This officer is either completely clueless or deliberately trying to intimidate the auditor with made-up consequences.
Well, I'm asking you nicely, will you delete the footage that you filmed over there?
You can ask, can't you?
I can ask? Will you?
I've not confirmed or denied whether I'm going to delete the footage.
Will you delete the footage? Please.
What would you do if I don't delete the footage? I'm going back over in a minute. The drone's going back up in a minute.
Right. Okay, well, potentially we can get officers here to arrest you and take you away.
Arrest me for what? Listen,
right,
what law?
Breach of data protection.
No, it's not. So, you're under arrest for breach of data protection.
Right.
You don't have to say anything when questioned. Yeah. Under arrest for data protection. Oh my God.
This claim is not just incorrect, it's outright misleading. The Data Protection Act regulates how businesses and organizations handle personal data, not how a private individual records in public. There is no legal basis for arresting someone simply for filming from a lawful position. Even if a business were to violate data protection laws, the consequences would be civil penalties or regulatory enforcement, not criminal charges leading to arrest. What makes this even more laughable is the officer himself cannot arrest anyone, which is why he says he'll need to get officers down here to do it. This confirms that he is a police community support officer rather than a full police constable. PCSOs do not have the power to arrest unless granted specific authority by their force, which in most cases, they don't.
Can I just say you're talking nonsense? You really are talking nonsense. When the actual police officer gets here, if I bother waiting for him, I might just get the footage now and drive off on my bike.
Right.
You know what I mean? I might just do that, but we'll see anyway. I'll tell you what, we'll wait for the officer to come and he will tell you you're talking absolute nonsense. You'll just walk off like and that'll be it. Get in the car and go. Are you going to go now so I can finish my drone footage?
No, I'm not.
You're not going to go?
No, I'm not. No. You seem to be enjoying filming me, so...
This is crazy. So, are you going to waste police time just by standing here?
Yeah, because you're intent on doing that, so...
I'm not intent on wasting police time. I'd like you to go so I can finish my drone footage.
Yeah, well, I've asked you to delete the footage, I've asked you to show me the footage, you refused both.
The auditor asks if the officer is going to leave, but instead of walking away, he flat out refuses, even admitting he's deliberately wasting police time by staying put. To make matters worse, he boldly states that he won't leave until the footage is deleted, despite having zero legal authority to enforce such a demand. At this point, it's not about the law, it's about control. The officer knows he can't force the auditor to delete anything, yet he lingers, hoping intimidation will do what the law cannot. Instead of handling the situation professionally, he's choosing to escalate a non-issue, turning what should have been a brief encounter into an unnecessary standoff.
Yeah, because I don't really want to.
Right. And you've not even explained yourself as to why you don't want to.
I just don't feel like it.
Don't feel like it?
Yeah. What did you have for breakfast this morning? Why did you have it? You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. And as I said, you don't feel like it. You're being completely obstructive. I've been completely reasonable with you. I've spoken to you.
Can I just explain to the situation, right, from a high level point of view, right?
Yep. So go on then.
I'm stood in a public place.
Yep.
This is a public place. Yep. I'm filming from a public place. I'm flying my drone from a public place. I'm abiding by all the drone laws.
Right.
I'm abiding by all the filming laws.
Right.
You guys have come here telling me I'm committing an offence.
Yep.
And now you stood there and you won't leave.
Right.
And you've admitted that you're going to stand here wasting police time.
Right, okay.
Crazy. We're in a really crazy situation here.
Okay. I've often seen the footage. Why aren't you going to show me the footage?
I don't have to. I don't have to and I don't want to.
Right.
I've got more footage to get yet. You know what I mean? I've literally got, I'm running out of time to get all this droned over. I've got some other places I need to get to.
If you filmed somebody and somebody asks you to then delete it, you have to be willing to at least show them with it and explain why you're not going to delete it, and explain to someone in authority.
Under what law? That ends the conversation, doesn't it, really? Under what law? If you explain to me the laws that require me to do something, if you explain to me the law that requires me to do something, I will do it.
This is absolute nonsense and has no legal basis whatsoever. There is no law in the UK that requires a private individual to show their footage to anyone, explain why they won't delete it, or seek approval from an officer. This moment perfectly exposes how officers often make up rules on the spot, relying on authority rather than legality to pressure compliance. This officer is not just misinformed, he's spreading misinformation which could lead to countless other unlawful demands in the future. Now in the video, a police constable arrives, having been requested by the PCSO, who had already embarrassed himself with his lack of legal knowledge.
Have you flown over the factory?
I'd rather not say, but I plan to. Yeah.
Right. Do you have permission to fly over there with it being private property?
What permission? This is what I've just been through with these guys. What permission do I need?
It's classed as private property there, so classed as trespass.
It's not classed as a trespass. If it is classed as a trespass, if I'm flying low or causing a nuisance, that'd be a civil trespass.
It is a civil matter, you're right.
That would be a civil trespass. So I don't know why you guys would be getting involved. But if I fly it high, it's not classed as a trespass. If an helicopter flies over, you don't class it as a trespass, do you?
I don't think there's any sort of minimum horizontal distance anywhere with drones anymore. I think it's changed.
Exactly.
You probably know more than I do, to be honest.
Yeah, I reckon I probably do. So yeah.
Now that the actual police officer has taken over the encounter, he immediately makes a false claim, stating that flying a drone over the factory is considered trespass. Even if flying low were to be considered trespass, it would be civil trespass, not a criminal offence, meaning the police have no enforcement powers over it. To further prove his point, the auditor gives a clear example, asking if a helicopter flying overhead would also be considered trespassing. Of course, it wouldn't, because airspace is not owned by private entities in the way land is. The fact that the officer didn't seem to understand this basic principle shows just how unprepared he is when it comes to drone laws.
That's why I'm still here, because let me just tell you this, right? I'm not stupid, right? If I were committing a crime, I would have been on my toes now on that little bike, and nobody would have caught me. But I'm not committing a crime, that's why I'm still standing here. I just want to prove to everybody that I'm,
I don't think you have committed a crime.
Excellent.
You should be in handcuffs.
Exactly.
However, I've got to try and work with you.
Yeah, you can
so
try and work.
In terms of, when you're flying a drone in public, like you're doing now, you can film anywhere. Nobody can stop you. You're entitled to film what you want, which isn't an issue. However, once you cross over the border into sort of where factories are, it's private property, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's no.
How would you feel if somebody encroached into your private home and started filming you?
Yeah, that's different. Yeah, that's residential. So if
but it's still private.
If you fly over somebody's residential house and you're like looking in the windows or something, that's covered under privacy laws.
The officer's argument completely ignores the legal distinction between residential privacy laws and public airspace regulations. Instead of acknowledging the clear differences, he's trying to appeal to emotion rather than fact. The auditor, however, knows the law and isn't falling for it. This distinction is made clear under Article 8 of the Human Rights Act 1998, which protects the right to private and family life, specifically ensuring that individuals inside their homes have a reasonable expectation of privacy. Filming directly into someone's private residence could be considered harassment or a privacy violation, particularly if it is done in a way that intrudes upon their personal space. However, this does not apply to businesses or industrial sites, as they do not have the same level of legal protection.
If you're flying over like a business or something like that, just getting some aerial footage and whatnot, there's no.
You're supposed to seek authority from them first, really. It's their private property.
Well, that's an opinion. That's not a fact.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's a fact. It's private property.
No, because I tell you what. Then
it is a civil matter and it is trespass.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. As soon as you've been so nice to me when you come over, you kept your distance or whatever, I'll let you know, because I'd know a bit more about you than the drone laws. Yeah. basically, I can fly over there with this sub-250 drone, I can fly over the private property, and that's because they do not control the airspace or own the airspace. The Civil Aviation Authority controls and owns the airspace, and there are no, I checked before I launched, there are no controls in place over this airspace here.
The Civil Aviation Authority is responsible for regulating UK airspace and setting flight restrictions for drones. Areas where drones are not permitted include flight restriction zones near airports, sensitive government sites, and areas with specific airspace restrictions due to safety or security concerns. Outside of these zones, drone operators can legally fly as long as they follow CAA regulations, such as maintaining visual line of sight and avoiding dangerously low flights over people. This exchange perfectly illustrates the ongoing issue of police officers enforcing laws they don't understand. Rather than checking the legal framework before speaking, the officer wrongly assumed that the company had authority over the airspace, when in reality, they have none at all.
So, for instance, prisons and airports, there's controls in place. Yeah. So you can't fly over them because the Civil Aviation Authority says you can't, and it's actually a crime to do that. Whereas the airspace over this facility here is not owned by this facility. They can't tell me whether or not I can fly something over or not. It's literally owned and controlled by the Civil Aviation Authority, and there's no controls in place.
Have you finished for today?
Nearly. I have got a little bit more. When these two arrived, I had to stop filming because I just wanted to have a quick chat with them just to make sure they weren't going to jump me out.
I don't really know that.
Yeah, I didn't think so. I just thought I'd just.
Well, we're not those type of people.
Yeah, good. That's really good.
You've got a job to do. If somebody raises concerns, we've got to come and speak to him.
Absolutely, yeah. What you'd be best off doing, just nipping in and just telling them what he's doing is completely legal. That would be your job today. You'd literally just go in and just say, look, I know you might not like it, but what he's doing is completely legal. We haven't got any jurisdiction. The guy's not committed a crime, so we don't have any power over him.
The auditor has a solid point. If officers truly want to prevent unnecessary call-outs, the best course of action would be to correct the business's misunderstanding and explain that public filming and drone use is not a police matter. Instead, many officers choose to engage in unnecessary debates with lawful auditors, reinforcing the business's false belief that something illegal is happening. By failing to properly educate businesses, police set themselves up for repeated incidents like this, where officers are deployed over lawful activity rather than focusing on actual crimes. This isn't just a waste of resources, it creates ongoing confusion that could be avoided with a few minutes of education.
Basically, I know, yeah.
I say I've not got an issue with you. You don't always give your name right.
Oh no, definitely not. No, thank you.